Welcome back, fellow commanders. This is Titus Valspar. And as we've aforementioned, today we are going to take a look at the offensive use of stealth tanks. Now, I already know that some of you are asking yourselves questions, but if this base isn't high enough, isn't at a HQ-10, how are you going to be using the stealth tanks? Well, that answer lies within what I have at my alliance reserves. I went over to my other base and sent myself some level 11 stealth tanks. So we'll jump back over there. I'll put you on pause so we can take a look at their stats, and then come back here so we can actually take a look at that. But that's how we'll go about using this. Another thing that I would like to point out is that I will have my alliance reserves set to command key B. And command key B will allow me to kind of give, as we've exhibited in the past, give a little more control to how the stealth tanks are used in the battlefield. We'll talk about their functions here in just a moment as we get back to the other location. But just to clarify, I do also have this tarmac of tanks set to the same command key. So if other things start moving in the live battle, that will be the explanation as to why. So as we've kind of talked about in the past with all the other units, we'll take a look at my stealth tanks here. Again, level 11 is where I currently have them. They do not offer as much damage or deal as much damage as other units do, a substantial amount for the level that they're at, 78. But what their main function is the EMP burst that they emit, which stuns any type of machinery on the opponent's side of the field, as well as specifically on offense, their defensive towers. And that's any tower that you could interact, the sentry guns or the Thiels or the aerial defenses from the dome defense. It also includes the guard towers, the artillery, Patriot missiles, railguns, anything that is used to defend a base and could potentially do harm to your units. They are specifically targeted by the stealth tanks to kind of put them out of commission. They can take a relatively high amount of damage, how I have them, 4,000, almost 200, which makes them quite a bit stronger than some of the other units, namely the attack drones and the Tomahawks that we've taken a look at. And they're not overly expensive, just under 3,000 fuel to train each individual unit. They have a population of 4, meaning, for example, if your tarmac can hold 12 units, which would allow you to have 2 regular tanks, you can actually take 3 stealth tanks into battle, which proves to be very effective if used correctly. And then they will target anything in the air, if that's a defending unit, or if used on the defensive side, which we'll take a look at next week. If units bring in, or if your attacker brings in Apaches or attack drones, they will be targeted by the stealth tanks as well, which is a very cool difference between the stealth tanks and the actual tanks, because tanks won't target air units. And then, like we've said, they will also target structures and individual units. So we'll jump back over to my other base, and we'll jump into a quick match battle to exhibit the use of stealth tanks on the battlefield. So I'll just go ahead and bring you right into the battle that we're going to conduct. Again, this is back at my regular base, as you can denote by the units that I have over here that I will be using. And what we're looking at is an HQ9, which I've already checked up on, meaning that I shouldn't have to worry about any stealth tanks unless he happens to have some at his Alliance reserves, which is something that you can't see from this aspect. But we will notice that he does have some spider drones at 2 of his rally points, and they're spread out enough to the point where they may do some perimeter cycling. If they don't, I'm not overly concerned. And then we have 2 more rally points that are stocked with commandos. So I'll go around and soften up the defenses with my command points, and then I will drop in my units over here towards the west side of his base and make a push over and across. So that's kind of the generic battle plan. So let's go ahead and have at it. So we are getting some unit cycling that's going to occur, which is fine. There's not an issue with that. I'll come over here with my Hellfire, kind of soften up the 2 of these. Yeah, I figured we weren't going to quite take out that dome defense, but the damage has been dealt. So we'll take my A10 strike, and why don't we just... No. You know what, I'm going to use it on this artillery up here. Which didn't quite do the job, but we've done some pretty good damage so far. And since his spider drones are currently right there, I'm actually, you know what, we're safe to lead off with my tanks and then drop my rangers down along with the tomahawks. So there's the Thiel that I was a little concerned about, so we'll incapacitate it for the moment so we can take care of the commandos. And then we'll drop in the stealth tanks now. Now, I'd like to use these a little bit sparingly because they are kind of reckless and they rush into sticky situations. But as you can see, these 2 towers down here that are being attacked by the stealth tanks have lost their ability to retaliate. They cannot attack while they're being affected by the EMP burst. I've already lost the stealth tank up there to the artillery, but as far as everything else goes, I really should be fine. There is another artillery up there that's going to cause me issues, so I will use my other Hellfire and take it out. And that should pretty well wrap us up as far as what we should be able to do. I was hoping to get both of them there, but it wasn't going to happen for me. Now, the other nice thing about stealth tanks is if one stealth tank is already attacking a defensive unit, then the other stealth tanks will find the next available defensive tower to single out. So you don't have multiple stealth tanks attacking the same tower, which is very handy. I've got command points to spare, so we'll go ahead and target this last one and just have it over with. Nice 3-star victory. So I lost a lot of ground troops on that attack, but oh, that's really nice with that extra loot that I pulled in. And as we are aware with the units that are used in the rally point, or the Alliance rally point, they are only able to be used in one battle. So, again, this was for purposes of instructing on the offensive side of stealth tanks. Next week, we'll be back at my main base to take a look at some replays of some defenses that have been conducted. that base that I have, my Sir Titus base, has about a 50-50 win-lose ratio. So I hope that about this time next week there will be some wins on my battle log so we can go back and take a look at why stealth tanks are such an effective defense. And ultimately, not intending to, but spill all of my secrets and now have anybody who watches my videos know exactly how to beat my base. I do think I'm due for a remodel, so we'll take a look at that sometime in the near future, probably after the after the coming video, just so I don't give everything away. But that's what we have for stealth tank offense. Very, very handy units, which do kind of have to be used with caution, as they can present some issues if used improperly. So that's all I have for you today. We'll go ahead and get this up on the web, and we'll take a look at the defensive use, as I've stated a couple times. I apologize for repetition. We'll take a look at the defensive use of stealth tanks in the video to come. We've got a pretty rigorous alliance warfare lined up, and I still have to set my strike force defense over here at this base. So I'm going to let you go. This is Titus Valspar signing off. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.